We're also bracing ourselves in 2014 for a big event, which is the general elections. We're going to have, perhaps there will be a vote on account before this government goes out. Mr. Godrej, we've been talking about the fact that the investment spending has grounded to a halt. Do you think whatever government, whichever political formation comes to power, can turn sentiment around?
Yeah, it could. Whether it will or not, it's difficult to tell. Just as I mentioned to you that when you ask, is there a possibility of getting to 8% growth? There certainly is a possibility. Probability is a different matter. So I think if a strong government which is considered pro-business is elected, yes, I think sentiment will turn around very fast.
What would you like to see from the new government, whoever comes to power?
Well, I think, as I mentioned earlier, ease of doing business should be improved. So the government must be very clear that some of the various impediments that have come in terms of investment, taking decisions, etc., is quickly turned around.
Right.
I think if in a 3-month period the government indicates that it is going to help business get ahead, I think it will make a huge difference. And the sentiment will turn around. Once the sentiment turns around, and we have a good situation currently in that our agricultural situation has been good, we should have a good Rabi crop also.
Sure.
That will have its multiplier effect in the other sectors of the economy. So it will be a good framework in which a new government can turn sentiment around.
We spoke about government spending, Mr. Devasthali. What needs to be done to trigger private capital investment spending to kickstart?
We need an enabling environment, first of all. You asked a question as to what do we expect from the new government. First of all, I would expect, visionary, transparent, action-oriented, focused leadership. That's the first point, which is extremely important. Secondly, we also need substantial control over expenditure, and we don't want a government which is going to again talk about schemes which are going to be fiscally not very prudent.
Right.
And therefore fiscal control is extremely important, which will help them to spend on planned expenditure.
Sure.
Okay, today the problem is that they don't have an ability to spend on planned expenditure because there is so much spent on subsidies and interest. So I think that is very important. The government which is going to be very prudent on fiscal management.
Right.
That will help them to spend on this. The third point is that government needs to have a very high standard of governance itself. So transparency and governance plus very facilitative kind of a role rather than participating or intervening in markets. What is required is a very facilitative role, pro-development facilitative role. That's what the government needs to do. What will prop the growth? What we have in India is today that everywhere everybody is stuck. If I take this action, this is going to be the consequence, so I better not take an action.
Sure.
We don't want that sort of an environment in the country today.
Anyone looking at India right now, Tamara, investors specifically, are looking at this political event as a significant shift. How would you then, what would be a global investor's expectation of governance in India here on, since it suffered so much of credibility crisis?
I think key in this, was one of the pushes to get this kind of vicious circle going is I think foreign investors anyway, are going to want to see delivery on the fiscal, which what you mentioned. They're going to want to see the new government come in and put out a good budget with reasonable assumptions. And they'll want to see if those assumptions fall short, some adjustment. And we're not seeing that right now. So they're going to want to see, that's what they're going to be looking for. And I think the rating agencies will be looking at that too.
Sure. We talked about fiscal prudence. Sajid, the finance minister time and again says 4.8 is a thin red line that he will not cross. Do you think 4.8% target of the fiscal deficit will be achieved?
I think it will. I think the finance minister has immense credibility. Nobody believed him last year. He did it. I think he'll do it again. Now, is this method...
But do the math add up?
The math can add up. I was going to say, is the method sustainable for more than a year or two? Perhaps not, right? You can't keep postponing expenditure or pushing out subsidies. What we need is revenue reform, which is the GST and the DTC. And what you need is to get subsidies under the UID. We don't need cash transfers. You just need the UID to get the benefits of deduplication. But I want to just step back for a second. We oscillate between euphoria and despondency. Some important things have happened over the last year, which we haven't acknowledged.
Sure.
Diesel prices have gone up every month for the last year in election.
Correct.
Almost every state in the country has increased tariff prices electricity prices often more than once.
Sure.
3 to 4% of GDP of projects have gotten cleared in the last 6 months. They haven't come to the ground, but the clearances have been obtained. The GST's technical work is about 85% done. These are important changes that have got lost in all the noise about the taper and the currency. So to the extent that an election is going to facilitate these steps either being completed or carried on, we'll reap the benefits of this going forward.
Last round of question, Mr. Contractor, I'll start with you. If you look at 2014, are you relatively optimistic? Would you say glass half empty, half full?
I would say it's more than half full, because there are clearly some silver lining on the horizon. The first one being agriculture. Agriculture, which used to contribute just about under 2% to the GDP, they expect it to go up to now about 4.5%, probably even 5%, depending on how the Rabi season plays out. So that has some implications on the inflation CPI also, which should help to temper CPI. The second thing is the growing exports, which is helping to reduce the current account deficit. The exports have picked up pretty smartly, and combined with the fact that the imports have come down because of the concerted government action on several fronts.
Sure.
The current account deficit is coming back under control. That's why you see the rupee settling at more or less fairly stable levels.
Sure.
So these are some of the good things, and then some of the policy initiatives which the government has taken in the last few months. Initiatives relating to FDI, initiatives relating to this subsidy, tackling the fuel subsidy and things. I think these have gone down well, and they should augur well for the months ahead. The only problem now is that we have this period of uncertainty leading to the elections, in which probably not too many serious decisions will be taken. So after this period of uncertainty ends, I'm sure we'll come to a stage where things will look a lot better than what they are now.
Ma'am, 2014, are you more optimistic than you were at the beginning of this year?
Yeah, going forward, yes, the first 2 quarters we did have very, very optimistic estimates, but then that did not really turn out. But Indian growth story from the long-term point of view is always very interesting.
Sure.
And it is quite positive. If you take into account India and China, China is already invested in the infrastructure, and in India we are a lot more under-invested in the infrastructure, and that is going to be the key for the entire driver of the growth for India.
Sure.
So that is why I feel the attractiveness of India as a destination for investment will always continue. It's only a question of once we put in place the required, whatever we discussed right away, things should definitely come in place going forward. It's only a question of matter of time.
Yes, I think 2014 as compared to 2013 will be better. So, and that is because of 3-4 things. Agriculture, as he rightly said, should help the economy. So the consumption oriented growth should be better. The second point is on the infrastructure front. Although I talked about substantial investment coming in from private sector, etc., there are some steps which have been taken, like in the power sector, for example, the availability of coal, some of the issues have been resolved.
Sure.
Although we need to import substantially if we were to really go ahead with that generation capacity, but some steps have been definitely taken in that. I do believe that the infrastructure debt funds which are going to come up, that should facilitate in investment in infrastructure, particularly in the road sector, if the road sector comes back and we see some investment. So that is also something which is positive as exports. If rupee remains at these levels, and I think competitiveness improves, exports should look up. And if they are able to manage gold imports, I come back to that, and also the engineering and other imports, we should see a much better year 2014. So as against 5%, it could be 6% or 5.5%. I am very clear on that. I don't expect 2014 to be 8% very clearly,
Sure.
but it should be better than what we have seen in 2013.
Sajid, what will the markets like and what will they dislike?
The markets, I think, sometimes oscillate over what's happening this week and next week and what the Fed chairman said, last Tuesday and next Wednesday. I think for me in 2014, the growth number is less important, whatever the actual number. I think a lot of cyclical things have improved, but for me, the 2 biggest challenges remain. One, Mr. Godrej pointed out, doing the things to attract investment on the ground. It's
Sure.
when India's investment cycle picks up on the ground that we can talk about 1, 2, 3 years of growth. The second challenge, which we haven't touched upon, is very hardening inflation expectations.
Right.
These are, I think, the 2 biggest structural issues we have to address. If we can, if we can address both of these, bring inflation expectations down, get some movement in the investment cycle, it doesn't matter what growth next fiscal year is, it'll pick up eventually.
Last word, Mr. Godrej.
No, I think the growth, if you take the first half of this financial year, I think the second half will be doing better than the first half. And similarly, I think the first half of the next financial year will do better than the previous half year. And the second half also better than the previous half year. So I definitely feel that the growth in 14-15 will be better than in 13-14.
All right. On that note, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, India. Thank you, my panelists as well, for joining us on the discussion. Thank you all for joining us today as well. Thank you so much, India.